So I went to Kantamanto, which is the leading second-hand clothing in Ghana, and I went to get a shirt that I'll probably be wearing to work or somewhere, and I realized that the back was there's a little work at the back. The quite was quite torn, so I decided to make it my own version, and so I used the white denim, a blue denim, and a blue black denim to style it a new way. So this is a rough polo shirt, but styled in a different way.
Very clever.
After that, I decided to make it more like a female version. So I added the bow at the back. I added the bow at the back.
Very clever. Very clever.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir.
Live from Ghana.
Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, and share. And you say Shy City and around the world, welcome to another episode of Chicago's Intellectuals Podcast. And today we have a very special episode. Today we have Mr. Newton Ajyekum.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Did I get that right?
That's right.
My man.
Right.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
So good to be in Ghana, man.
It's a pleasure to be in Ghana, one of the finest homes in Africa.
Yes, and it is our pleasure to have met you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Courtney and I met you at a fashion show, man, and the rest is emergent history.
Yeah.
So Isaac, let's jump right into it, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay. Tell the world a little bit about your background.
Whew.
Yeah.
A little bit about my background. Okay, I grew up in the street of Adabraka. Precisely, I was born in one of the suburbs in Ghana, which is called La Paz, New Boy Town. That was where I grew up. I grew up in the premises of a school called Teachers Experimental School.
Teachers Experimental School.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was where I grew up. That was the street where I grew up. And life, I always say that I didn't grow up from a well-to-do family. So I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was born to a family that I can say that are blessed with what they do. My mom was a cook.
Okay.
And my dad at that time was working at Abusokain, which is a leading spare parts company in Ghana. So that was how life started. I started my middle school at SDA school. That is where I started my elementary till I got to GHS. Life wasn't really perfect for me. Everything that I have to do, my mom trained us in such a way that everything that you want to be in life or whatever you want to do in life, you need to work for it.
Yeah.
And that is what has made me who I am. Right now, I can say that my environment also influenced me a lot, because with my environment, I always tell people that I grew up from the street.
Yeah.
And with the street, it has a lot of influence. It has a lot of different people with different attitude, with different character mixed up.
Yes.
So you have to learn from everything. And that is what shaped me to be where I am now.
Man, that's very impressive.
Yeah.
That's very impressive. And mom laid down the principles that you live by.
Yeah, I came from a very strong Christian home. My mom was very principled with the Christian ethics, so there's no way we never have to go astray. He always has to keep us on track.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Oh, this is starting off good.
Yeah.
So what are your values, Newton?
With my values in life, I would say my first value that I always cherish most is God.
Okay.
I always say that without God in my life, I don't know where I would be. coming from the street of Adabraka, where a lot of influence and a lot of people, a kind of different attitude are merged up. You don't know, I don't know where I will be if God has not been in the picture. And I know that some people may see me quite religious, but I always say that God has played a very major factor in my role. Another thing that I value most is also respect.
Yeah.
Respect for my people.
Yeah.
Because I am a people's person. I really love to work with people. I really like to engage with people. So I always say that one of the biggest value in my life is respect. I believe respect is reciprocal.
Yes.
What I respect myself in the same way I respect myself, I give it to others. And I expect the same kind of ambience. So with the same kind of respect, I do that for my job,
Yeah.
for my career, everything that has to do with me. So I think that is the greatest values that I cherish most in my life.
You're a solid guy, bro.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Where'd you get your early mindset? Who were some of your earliest influences?
My earliest influences, I would say, first off will be my mom.
Okay.
Because she was someone who wasn't relent. She was someone who always urged us or pushed us to be something better. Even yesterday, I spoke to her, and that was what he was saying. She always pushed us to do what we have to do. So I think she has been my greatest motivation. Another people that I can say that has been my greatest motivation is my family.
Yeah.
And also my friends.
Yeah.
I have few. I'm not all that friends type, but I have that genuine friends that I can relent on, and I also know that they are also there for me. They have been my source of motivation. And lastly, I can say that the street where I'm coming from.
Yeah, man.
I get most of my inspiration from the street. I've not all that lousy, naughty kind of boy, but I always say that the street influenced me a lot and always pushes me to be what I want to be in the quest of chasing success.
Yeah, man, the streets have many lessons,
Yeah.
right? And you can use them to your advantage, but in terms of mom, right?
Yeah.
No matter how old you get,
Yeah.
they never stop
Yeah.
encouraging,
Yeah.
right? They never stop encouraging. And in terms of your friends,
Yeah.
you know, we don't need a whole abundance of friends.
Yeah.
We just need a small group of solid friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I totally get where you're coming from, man.
I believe with my life, I believe wherever you want to get in life, you need to get people who think and act like you.
Yes.
So because success is contagious. So if you really want to be successful, you need to build yourself around people who also think of success, who also think of becoming who they want to become. It's not just about just blending in.
Right.
It's about just fitting with people who will urge you, who will push you to become who you want to be in the nearest future.
With similar mindsets.
Yeah.
How true. So, Nuda.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's get into your passion.
Okay.
Tell us about your journey as a fashion impressionist, creative director, a consultant,
Yeah.
a teacher.
Yeah.
And by the way, you were sharp in that lavender at the fashion show.
Yeah.
Tell us about your journey, brother.
My journey has not been easy coming up. It started when I always say that anytime you start something, people will never understand you until you become successful.
How true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it started from my home,
Mhm.
with my mom and also with my family, with my siblings. I always say that I was the only son of my mom, or I was the only child of my mom that always have issues with my dresser.
What type of issues?
Yeah, anytime maybe we are going out, maybe to church
Yeah.
or to any family gathering, or we are going somewhere, my mom always have issues with the way I dress.
People thought you were weird.
Yes, because they have their own style,
Yeah.
and the society also have their own style of dressing.
Yes.
But I always like to be different.
Yeah.
So I think they didn't understand me. So I always try to be fashionable in my own way that defines me. So fashion started right off from there. That was where I started fashion. But I didn't give it much attention because I was very artistic. I was very experimental with stuff. I like it. I like art. So I would like working with paints and all that. I started as an artist. But the bigger picture came up when I graduated from high school, and I was like, I want to be a fashion designer. How I'm going to be a fashion designer and where and when I'm going to become a fashion designer, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will become a fashion designer.
There it is.
So I started teaching. That was when I started teaching in a private school as an elementary teacher. I remember those times I was teaching in class 6.
Mhm.
Then from grade 6, I came to grade 2 and also to junior high school. That was what I was doing until 2018. I decided to go to the fashion school. But even with that, what happened was I always have a good rapport with my tailors.
Okay.
So I go to their shop, I'll take their fashion calendars, their catalogs, and their magazines. I'll combine 2 or 3 designs together as one, and I'll tell them to sew for me. So
Yeah.
I'll sketch them out and I'll tell them to sew for me. So these mostly all the designs that I was wearing was my idea. And they became very fan of it because they also use my designs for their clients and it works perfectly. So I one time told my tailor I want to learn how to sew, but he was giving me kind of excuses. But in 2018, I decided to go to fashion school to learn how to sew. My idea was to become a fashion designer, so I went there to sew. But in my years of studying, I realized that there is a bigger picture in
Yes.
fashion. I can do more as to what fashion really entails. So that was when when I graduated, I became like Oliver Twist. I wanted to do more.
It's a worldwide phenomenon.
Yes, I wanted to do more. So I went back to school
Okay.
to learn illustration and also leatherworks.
Yeah. Leatherworks.
Yes,
Yes.
for a year. And when I'm done, that was when I decided to start my brand. But alongside, before starting my brand, I was trying to chase deals and also investment. But I realized that now I need to start everything on my own. And that is what I've been doing. I've been doing production for a lot of fashion brands. I also been doing creative direction for brands, but now I next probably this year I started my brand. I started every foundation of it. So next year I'll be hitting off. So I have a fashion brand and also a footwear brand.
So let's tell the world only the name of your fashion brand. Chicago's Intellectuals Podcast will be the first to put it out there, right? Let's tell the world the name, and we'll have them stay tuned for the actual designs, some of which I've already seen. I have the pleasure, right? But let's get that out there, man. Speak to the world and tell them the name of your upcoming brand, man.
So the name of my upcoming brand is Inshira K.
Yes.
So Inshira means in the local dialect or in Ghana, Inshira means blessed.
Blessed.
And Insura K, the K is from my soul name, Kojo.
Gotcha.
I'm born on Monday, and Monday is Kojo.
Yes.
So instead of doing it Insura Kojo, I realized that I need to get a name that everybody can pronounce. I will be familiar with everybody. So I chose the name Insura K. I chose the first letter of Kojo, and I made it Insura K. And the footwear brand is the K Casuals.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope. You know, backing up just a little bit, because it's quite interesting to me that you said that your family would get dressed to go to church, right?
Yeah.
And everybody would have an issue with the way that you were dressing.
Yeah.
But I think innately, from what you've explained to me, you were an artist.
Yeah.
Right? And by virtue of art being art, it's not supposed to be boxed in.
Yeah.
So that when people call you weird, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
That means you're different, right? That's something that can catch on. What do you think?
I think that helped me a lot. Started being weird because when I started my brand, like I said, a lot of people didn't understand me in person, and they did not understand what I'm doing.
Yeah.
First is my home, my family. They didn't understand me. But now I think the picture is becoming clear enough that they now understand.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I dare to do as my brand is that I dare to be different.
Yeah.
So with my brand, one thing that I aspire doing is to be different. I like to build differently. My brand is established for people who like to build differently.
Yeah.
People who like to be seen differently, who like to be noticed in their own way or kind. And that helped me a lot because I used to get that comment a lot. You think you are being weird, you are weird, you are this, you are that. I'm like, yeah, I know, I love that. Thank you for your compliment.
Exactly.
I know that I'm weird, and that is what makes me stand out. That is what makes you know that yes, this is Newton, this is Insura, this is who I am. And I think that helped me in building my brand. That makes me stand with my brand, it helped me stand out unique.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you pick a lot of brands, you realize that this is different from the others.
Yes.
So I think my family seeing me as a weirdo helped me a lot in building my brand. And now that the brand is quite in a very solid state, I can say that it is part of the plan.
Yeah.
It is part of the plan.
Man, listen, as you're explaining your brand, the sense that I get is that you have a strong identity, right?
Yeah.
Your brand has a very strong identity, man.
Yeah.
And I just love the whole story, man, from the humble beginnings to the fact of, the fashion world becoming very proud of you.
Yeah.
Right? You're carving out your identity in the fashion world.
Yeah.
It's a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe everything is possible if you believe and you work towards it.
Yeah.
I believe that everything that you set to yourself, the world or the universe is programmed in such a way that everything that you set to yourself that you are going to do it is possible to happen.
Possible.
There is no excuses. You don't need to create excuses, and you don't need to relax. Why? Because in this, the biggest risk in life is survival. You always have to stay up surviving. And if you really want to survive, whether in the fashion industry or in every aspect of life, you need to always try to stay alive and not die.
Yeah.
So survival is a risk.
Yeah.
So I always make sure that in all my years of fashion, I always make sure that I build that foundation for myself and for maybe generation yet unborn, so that they know that yes, this is what the brand is all about. I dare to be different, and I make sure that everything is set in such a way that everybody will understand.
Just let me say, man, that you know, the identity that you've carved out in your profession is quite infectious.
Yeah.
It's quite infectious, and we're just so proud of you, brother. We're
Thank
so
you.
proud of you,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
So Courtney's gonna have a few questions in a minute. Before he does that, let me ask you. Talk a little bit about the diversity of populations that you work with. Because I'm from America.
Okay.
I know you've worked with some people from the UK.
Yeah.
And we were at the fashion show, and that was a gumbo pot of people.
Yeah.
Right? So talk a little bit about the diversity of the populations you work with.
With the diversity, I can say that a lot of people come from different walks of life, and they have different perspective and they have different attitude. All you need to do, one thing that I always strive to do working with, whether they are creative or they are people, is that I learn to understand who they are, or whether it is business related, I try to understand where they are coming from.
Okay.
And by understanding them, you understand their culture.
Yeah.
And one way I always say that culture is a way of life. So if you're able to understand people's culture, the way they think, the way they act, the way they want their things done, that is when you can live with them. So just recently, I was just with a fashion show that ended this weekend. I met a lot of, I was in contact with, I was in charge of all the international designers. I was speaking, I was the one, I was more like a liaison, speaking to all the international designers and getting to know them, what they want, their likes and dislikes. And one thing that I learned about them is that some are open, some are not open, but it all boils out down to you to understand what the person wants and what the person is bringing to the table. If you're able to understand everybody from different walks of life, it is very easy to work with them. And that has been one of the biggest influence that has helped me to work with a lot of brands.
Wow. That's like the fashion anthropologist in you.
Yeah.
So Courtney has a question. Courtney, what are you asking?
Well, I want to make sure again. Thank you for sitting in on our brother on Chicago Intellectual Podcast.
Thank you.
You're a
Thank
great
you.
asset.
Thank you.
But did we cover who was your fashion inspiration?
My fashion inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, is it I don't know, is it Ralph Lauren? Is it Karl Lagerfeld? Is it Damon Johns?
Okay.
Is it who's, or have you? Yeah, I'll let you answer. Who's been your fashion inspiration?
So my fashion inspiration, more it boils down to what I'm doing. I with my fashion brand, I deal with classics, I deal with Afrocentrics, and I also deal with street.
Okay.
So one of my biggest inspiration is this UK designer called Oswald Watton.
Oswald Watton.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has been one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to I like suit stuff.
Okay.
So he has been one of my biggest inspiration when it comes to suiting and making sure. And I think one designer who has also really inspired me is Pharrell Williams.
Pharrell?
Yes.
You like Pharrell?
I love him a lot.
The skateboard type vibe.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's now the creative director for Louis Vuitton.
Yes, he is. Absolutely.
Took over from Virgil, so I was wondering, had Virgil and seeing the success of Virgil with Off-White and Louis Vuitton and that marriage that has occurred from the hip hop industry, how it is now married. I think, in my opinion, Kanye West should get some credit. For pounding that door. Because the Paris Fashion Week and the fashion world had for years looked down on the urban fashion scene. But a credit to him and Pharrell, Virgil. Because so anyway, I agree that that's awesome that you brought those guys up. Now let me ask, are you familiar with who Dapper Dan is?
Dapper Dan.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Dapper Dan.
So you know he's in charge of Gucci's urban division.
Yeah. That's a fairly new phenomenon as well.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know if you know the backstory. Dapper Dan got into trouble for doing knockoffs of Louis Vuitton and Gucci.
You know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read about
He's still another game, man.
And the craziness of it. So the same labels that once were punishing this black man and villainizing him.
It comes full circle.
Showing you how the world has changed and how they're embracing our culture.
Yeah.
Now he runs the show for Gucci. So
it also happened to Jonathan, the creative director for Louis V. He also when he also came to join the team, you know, every fashion brand has their style.
Yeah.
And he also came with the whole knockoffs and the street vibe thing. It took a long time for them to understand him, but now during the lockdown, they realized that his style was really great because it skyrocketed and the brand has to reach the sales that they have to make. Virgil played a very pivotal role when it comes to he started with Pyrex, then he met Kanye, and they started the Off-White, and through the Off-White he landed him to Louis Vuitton. He did a very good job, but I would choose Pharrell because Pharrell has this silent style, but it speaks volumes.
You guys have similar personalities.
Yeah.
Very similar personalities.
And on Pharrell, I think I like your spin on this. Because as a businessman, so I'm a merchant background, I'm a retailer. So I've interfaced for years with the fashion world, but it was different.
That's lovely.
But I think the genius, I like that, what you think of this. Pharrell with his Billionaire Boys Club and this Babe and Apes.
Yeah.
He's been able to take his fashion passion, but really turn them into some commercial brands.
Yes.
And get mass appeal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a business model or something that you also are aspiring or thinking of attempting to do.
Yeah, that is what I aspire to do. That is one thing that I really love to do. It's not about just the brand, it's also about I seek to one thing that I also look for. It took me like 5 years to now officially come out like I'm doing my brand. So like you said, I dare to be different because I have my signature.
Yes.
But one thing that I also look out for is not just a brand. Yes, I want a life whereby I build a cult, almost like
a cult following.
Yes.
Yes.
So people who a community of people who are like-minded with what I'm doing. And I think what Mr. Courtney said is one thing that I desire to do.
Yeah. Mr. Courtney is a brilliant mind as well. We're gonna move on, man. Listen, we really appreciate you. And please, guys, like, subscribe, and share. The kid Rod Allen has been putting in work, man. I've been traveling around the world. You know, I've been recording these episodes with some of the most brilliant people from amongst us. All we ask is that you like, subscribe, share, and tell a friend. Let me ask you this, Newton. How important is mentorship?
Mentorship is very important.
Yeah.
I always say that, one thing that I believe is that life is like a lonely road. You need to follow someone who already know the path, so that you'll be very conversant with the route.
Yeah.
Either than that, if you think you know it all, you are just going to crash. You need to follow someone who already knows the road.
Yeah.
So that you'll be very conversant with the road, so that when you are moving, you know your destination. This is where you are going.
Yeah.
So mentorship is very important to me. I always say that I will not be here if I've not been mentored by some people. There are some people who have played a very significant role in my life, and I always see them as my mentors.
Yes.
I always see them that if they are able to do it, I can also do it. There are
Yeah.
times that when I'm pushing, I mean, there are times that I always run to them and I'll be like, boss, I want to do this and I want to do that. I need your guidance,
Yeah.
or I need any piece. Just tell me something. But there are times that I'm someone who likes to learn in silence. I am someone who is very observant. So mostly I don't go to my mentors, but I learn from them from a distance.
Yeah.
I always like to see where they are going, what I may not, because I'm also a brand. They are humans, they are building their own thing.
Yes.
So in as much I wouldn't say that I'm walking in their footsteps, but I always love to go with for people who are really inclined or ahead of me, who are really successful in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
For any kind of assistance.
Tangible examples.
Yes.
Right. I get that. Powerful, man. Listen, what does Newton read? What do you read? Do you read?
Yeah, I love reading.
Okay. What are some of the things you read?
Okay, one of the books that I read was The Greatest Man in Babylon.
Richest
Man in
You
Babylon.
hear that, Courtney?
Richest man in Babylon. I just brought that. What driver did I buy that for? Just recently. Great book.
Oh, you gave that to Joshua.
George Clausen.
Did you give that to Joshua? I think Joshua, right? Yes, Joshua. We stopped in traffic and bought it. Yeah. Oh, wow.
You got a bright future, yeah. That's the first book you come up with, is Richest Man in Babylon.
Actually, it was recommended to me by one of my female friends. She read it and she was like, Newton, I want you to read this book. And from then I was like, yeah, I'm really gonna get it. So I just got it and I'm really I'm loving it already.
Yeah. Oh man,
Classic.
you blowing us away, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, what type of music does Newton listen to?
With music, I always say that I'm not too highly spiritual though, but from the background that I was raised as a Christian, I love to listen to good Christian music. But in as much as I love Christian, I always say that I am not holier than thou. I am not highly spiritual too. So aside gospel being the kind of music that I cherish so much, I also love hip hop.
Okay.
And with hip hop too, I'm quite selective.
Who are some of the artists that you favor?
Mostly I listen to Ghanaian hip hop.
Okay. Give us the names. We want to steal some of those artists. Listen to some of that music.
So some of the artists and the popular name, the popular artist that I listen to his music is Sarkodie.
Sarkodie.
Yeah, I love listening to Sarkodie. I love Manifest.
Okay.
I also love Kwesi Arthur. I love EL. Those are quite a few names.
I'm gonna have you to write some of those down before we get out of here, brother.
But even with them, I'm quite selective with their songs. And aside hip hop, I also like neo soul.
Neo soul?
Yeah.
Oh, I have some recommendations for you.
Yeah.
Continue.
I love neo soul and quite Afro pop music.
Okay.
Or let's say soul music.
Afro pop?
Yeah.
Really?
Or soul music. I am quite obsessed with voices.
Okay.
I sing at church though, so I really love good voices.
Yeah.
So songs that are not quite profane but has the beautiful voice in it. And one of my artists that I love to listen is Johnny Drill.
Okay.
He's a Nigerian artist. With Ghana, I love listening to Sina Soul, Abiana. people who has quality. The moment you hear the voice, you realize that that is their song, that is their masterpiece, and that is what I usually enjoy or I consume. Those are the music that I consume anytime I'm working in the studio or anytime I'm with myself.
Yeah, I got a few recommendations. We'll exchange some artists.
But when it comes to music too, sometimes I also get some of the music inspiration from AGT.
EGT.
Yeah.
Okay.
American Got Talent. There are some artists.
AGT.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
There are some artists that I don't know their name, but I'm quite familiar with the show, so I just get to listen to some of their artists, provided it's a very good song and it's suiting to the ear. I love it.
The up and coming artists. Man, this has been exceptional. Again, man, I can't tell you how proud of you we are, man. We just wish you the best, and we'll continue to support you. Do us a favor. Give a message to the up and coming fashion designers.
One message I'll give to the up and coming fashion designers or any creative out there is that the world is not a Milky Way. And so you will not get everything on a silver platter. You will not get everything easy. If you really strive for success, you need to work for it. Whether you are born with a silver spoon in your mouth or you are not born with that, you need to understand that success, you need to work hard for it. And in everything that you perceive or you want to achieve, if you want to become a fashion designer, a fashion photographer, a creative director, if you really a model, whatever you desire, you have to believe and work towards it. Everything is possible if you believe and you work towards it. And one thing that I always love to tell people that stick to your faith. Stick to your faith. If you're a Christian, stick to your faith. If you're not a Christian, stick to your faith. Because in as much as you are striving for success, one of the things or one of the spirit or one of the fuel that you need is your faith. Your faith has to put you there. So everything is possible. Just go out and be yourself. Don't just box yourself. Or don't wait, don't procrastinate, don't give excuses. Start.
Make a beginning.
Start. Everything that you have. Don't be dependent on someone because you are the author of your own success.
We are the authors of our destiny.
So you need to start everything that you want to do, whether as little as it is, start. Because if you really appreciate the little, that is when you can manage the bigger. If you don't start from the little and you are being given the greater share of it, you can lose it. So you need to start from the little. And nothing is too small.
My man. Listen, man, let me give you a scenario. So we have hypothetically people who are interested in coming to Ghana from the UK or from the United States, and they've seen a few of your designs that we'll have in this interview, right? And they want to get in touch with Newton. Please look at the camera and tell the people how they can get in touch with you.
So getting in touch with me is very easy. Right now, the fashion brand is very solid. I have the same name on all socials, which is Inshira. So the Inshira is N, the normal Inshira, but the Kojo is CWAW. That is the name I have on all social media handles, and I think I'll give my name to you. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and also on TikTok.
We'll put your link in our bio as well.
And also with my fashion studio is the Inshirake Studios. Currently, I'm working with Second Image International Skills College. That is where I have my studio. My studio is inbuilt there. That's where the Inshirake Studios is.
Is that where we went?
Yes.
Okay.
So anytime you want to find me, this is where you can find me. All socials. There. And also you can also reach us to us on either on all my business platform, Creatives Connect Studios, Inshirake, and also TK Casuals.
We'll have all of those links in the description.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I can't tell you enough, once again, how proud of you we are, and we just love you, man. Everything about you is solid. You're blazing your own trail.
Yeah.
You have a masterful professional identity.
Thank you.
You're very humble, soft-spoken.
Thank you.
And you're a sharp guy, man.
Thank you.
You're a sharp guy. So, at the end of all of our interviews, I always like to afford our guests an opportunity to tell a story of their choice, right? No matter how big, no matter how small. And the name of this section is called Big or Small. I have a story to tell.
Okay.
Right? Now is your time as we close.
So with my story, I will say that it all started this year. I released my first cover collection in March.
Okay.
Then I started, God being so good, a brand contacted me on Instagram that I have to do their creative direction for them. And lo and behold, there are times that I am someone who don't really, I was very comfortable working backstage. A lot of when it comes to fashion shows, I do production for a lot of designers. They will be on the runway. I'll just be there. I'll just be watching. That is my work. I love to see my work on
in the
runway,
shadows, from the
in
shadows.
shadows.
Yeah.
So, I think this year, yeah, something happened, and that was when I realized that there are people that really believe in me. So I have to also believe in myself,
Yeah,
and push it. There was an opportunity that came. I wanted to be on it, but I saw a junior colleague of mine on that same show, and about 5 or 6 people sent me the link, and it'd be like, yo, Newton, you need to be on this. You are really capable. We believe in you. You can be on this. And that was when I really realized who I am. I realized that sometimes you belittle yourself, but there's a greater version in you that people see, and they always want you to become what you are not seeing. And that has been a story that has urged me. And that is when next year I'm doing a lot. I'm releasing a collection in March, and from March I'm going for a show in Kumasi in May, and I also have a pop-up in October next year.
Fascinating story, man. Fascinating story. Listen, man, it's been a wonderful interview, man.
Thank you.
We're going to do a lot more business.
Thank you.
For Newton Ajyekum, I am the Kid Rod Allen. This has been another episode of Chicago's Intellectuals Podcast. Like, subscribe, and share.
And share.
Peace. Peace, brother. Yeah.